So before I explain to you how I deal with conflict, I have a question for each of you. How many of you have had those days where everything you try on just does not look right? Yeah. I am one of those people too. So clothes are an example of how I see conflict. There are 10 different clothing items that I see in relation to conflict, which are high heels, earrings, pants, gloves, flip-flops, a belt, sunglasses, a sweater, a tank top, and a ring. Most girls feel confident in heels. They feel good, but sometimes you fall. But for the most part, you feel pretty confident. So that reminds me that I have some situations that I am confident, and in other situations I'm not confident. And in the situations that I'm confident, it's because I know the facts of the situation, and I'm aware of why I'm feeling the way I am. Earrings remind me of how important it is to listen to the other person in the conflict that you're having with. And I've learned so much from other people and about myself just by listening. Pants remind me that in some conflict situations, I want to be in control. Yes, wear the pants.
Yeah.
And I've learned from my mistakes that if I try to be in control, I'm in a bigger mess than I originally was. And according to the textbook, a deconstructive conflict is when there's an increase in the number of issues, the number of people involved, the cost to the participants, and the escalation of negative feelings. So I have noticed these things happening when I want to be in control of a situation. And so I'm learning to have patience, and I'm still working on that. Gloves remind me that there are some conflict situations that are very sticky, and I've learned that I have the choice to remove myself from the conflict. And earlier in the semester, I shared with you about my roommate and the guy that she liked and the mutual friend that was trying to get in between them. And I took the choice, I made the choice to stay out of it, and I'm really glad because it became really ugly. Then the next item is flip-flops. Remind me how I flip-flop back and forth, whether I want to tell the person how I feel or whether I should let go of my feelings. And I've learned that I need to let go of the little things and to confront the big issues, even though they're difficult. We wear belts to support ourselves when pants get loose, or maybe they just go with the outfit. But belts remind me that sometimes in tough conflict situations, we need a third party to mediate between the conflict. And in the past, for me, a third party was a friend, a parent, or just someone who did not know the person I was having conflict with. And I found that having a third party is very beneficial because they give you feedback and advice. Sunglasses remind me that though I'm the kind of person that wants to solve the problem right away, sometimes I find myself wanting to avoid the problem, such as with a person I don't know very well. And also sunglasses make me think of eye contact, how sometimes during difficult conversations, you don't want to maintain eye contact because you feel defensive or you just don't know what to say. A sweater reminds me that in some conflict situations, I've gotten the cold shoulder from a friend, and during those times, I feel like they don't really care about the problem, like they're brushing it off, but it really hurts me because, my feelings are not being validated. And so I've learned that sometimes you just have to bundle up and just move on. The tank top reminds me that I've been in heated conflict situations, and I've had to learn to use the STLC method, which we learned in class, to stop, think, listen, and communicate. And for me, I'm very blunt, so I say what's on my mind, so I'm trying to use this method to, just stop and refrain from saying everything that's on my mind. Commitment takes work and love. And a ring reminds me of commitment to myself, to a friend, and even to God. And there are some conflict situations where they're going to be hard, and forgiveness is going to have to occur, and also, in some cases, reconciliation. And so I've had to ask myself sometimes, is this friendship worth pursuing or not? So I've given you all examples of how these clothing items relate to conflict. And so that reminds me, every day we're going to have a different outfit, and every day we're going to face different conflicts. So I try to remind myself that with every conflict, I need to handle them with grace.
Right? What was the time?
4 minutes, 35 seconds.
Yay.